WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, was more than just a classic sitcom about a quirky little radio station. It was the launchpad for a cast of unforgettable faces. Over 4 decades later, the stars of WKRP have taken very different paths. Some continue to shine on screen, while others have sadly passed away, leaving behind lasting legacies. Join us as we look back at the cast of WKRP, then and now, and celebrate the stories and memories they left for generations of fans. Gary Sandy portrayed Andy Travis in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 32 years old. Andy is introduced as the energetic, ambitious program director hired to turn around WKRP's struggling ratings. With a calm but determined demeanor, he takes the station from its sleepy, easy-listening format to a more modern rock playlist, setting the stage for many of the show's conflicts and comedic moments. His character functions as the straight man among a cast of eccentric personalities, often juggling the bizarre antics of DJs, staff, and management, while still pushing forward with professionalism and charm. Andy's leadership, though sometimes tested by chaos, highlights themes of adaptability, persistence, and finding humor in failure. Born December 25, 1945 in Dayton, Ohio, Gary Sandy was classically trained in theater before rising to fame through television. He appeared in soap operas like Another World in Somerset, and guest starred in series such as Medical Center and Barnaby Jones. After WKRP, he returned often to stage acting, performing on Broadway and national tours, including in productions like Arsenic and Old Lace. As of 2025, Sandy is 79 years old, still alive, and continues to attend fan conventions and reunions, cherished by audiences who remember him as the capable leader of one of TV's most beloved sitcom ensembles. Gordon Jump portrayed Arthur Carlson, fondly called the Big Guy, in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 46 years old. Carlson is the bumbling but endearing station manager, a man more devoted to hobbies like fishing, golf, and snacks than to serious business. Despite his apparent incompetence, he remains one of the show's most lovable characters, occasionally surprising everyone with flashes of wisdom and empathy or courage when it matters most. His complicated relationship with his domineering mother, who owns the station, created an ongoing thread of both humor and tension. And his good-natured warmth made him central to the ensemble's chemistry. Born April 1, 1932 in Dayton, Ohio, Gordon Jump developed a career that stretched across television, film, and commercials. Before WKRP, he appeared in popular series including Soap, Lou Grant, and The Partridge Family. Outside sitcoms, Jump became iconic as the Maytag repairman, a role he played for more than a decade in commercials, solidifying his recognition with audiences nationwide. Beyond comedy, he also played serious roles, including a controversial guest spot on Different Strokes. Tragically, Gordon Jump passed away on September 22, 2003 in Los Angeles at the age of 71 due to pulmonary fibrosis. Remembered as a kind, humble professional, he left behind a body of work that demonstrated both versatility and warmth, making him unforgettable to fans of classic television. Lonnie Anderson portrayed Jennifer Marlowe in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when she was 33 years old. Jennifer is the glamorous, highly intelligent receptionist whose charm, wit, and beauty make her one of television's most memorable sitcom figures. While often judged on appearances, Jennifer continually defies stereotypes. She is confident, shrewd, financially savvy, and able to control nearly every situation with grace. Her cool-headed competence makes her the true backbone of the WKRP office, balancing the chaos around her with sophistication and sharp humor. This blend of allure and intellect redefined how women could be portrayed in sitcoms at the time. Born August 5, 1945 in St. Paul, Minnesota, Lonnie Anderson pursued acting and quickly became a television sensation after WKRP. She starred in TV movies, appeared in the series Partners in Crime and Nurses, and became a popular talk show guest, admired for both her talent and glamorous presence. Her personal life, particularly her marriage to Burt Reynolds, drew heavy media attention in the 1980s and 1990s. In later years, she remained active in television and advocacy, continuing to embody grace and resilience. Sadly, she passed away on August 3, 2025, at the age of 79, just 2 days before her 80th birthday. Her death marked the end of a remarkable career in life, but her portrayal of Jennifer Marlowe remains one of the defining roles of the 1970s and 1980s American television. Frank Bonner portrayed Herb Tarlek in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 36 years old. Herb is the station's flamboyantly dressed sales manager, notorious for his tacky plaid suits, loud ties, and cringe-worthy attempts to charm women. Overconfident, sleazy, and perpetually chasing clients with little success, Herb embodies the worst traits of the stereotypical salesman. But Bonner's performance gave him a layer of humor and humanity that made him strangely likable. His clashes with the elegant Jennifer Marlowe, who effortlessly rejected his advances, provided some of the show's funniest moments. Despite his flaws, Herb cared for his family and colleagues, showing that beneath the loud exterior was a man trying, often failing, but always entertaining. Frank Bonner, born February 28, 1942, in Little Rock, Arkansas, worked as both actor and director. In addition to his WKRP role, he directed episodes of Family Ties, Who's the Boss, and Head of the Class. He reprised Herb in the new WKRP in Cincinnati during the early 1990s. Tragically, Bonner passed away on June 16, 2021, at the age of 79 from complications of Lewy body dementia. He left behind a legacy as one of TV's most memorable comedic salesmen, forever remembered for Herb Tarlek's outrageous outfits and endless bluster. Richard Sanders portrayed Les Nessman in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 38 years old. Les is the bumbling but earnest news director of WKRP, characterized by his strict sense of self-importance and unintentional comedy. With his trademark bow tie, plaster bandages, a running gag, and invisible office walls, Les is one of the show's most enduring comedic creations. Dedicated to delivering the news seriously, even when hilariously underqualified, he adds a unique blend of naivete and determination to the station's oddball staff. His quirky mannerisms and delusional confidence make him both ridiculous and endearing, and he remains a fan favorite. Richard Sanders, born August 23, 1940 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, was 38 when the show began and built a career as a writer and actor. Beyond WKRP, he made appearances in series like Lou Grant, Newhart, and provided voice work for animated productions. He also returned to his role in the sequel series The New WKRP in Cincinnati, 1991 to 1993. With a background in theater and writing, Sanders brought depth to Les's otherwise comedic presence, balancing silliness with humanity. As of 2025, Richard Sanders is 85 years old and still alive, remembered warmly for his work as the awkward but lovable newsman, whose quirks became legendary in sitcom history. Howard Hesseman portrayed Dr. Johnny Fever in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 38 years old. Johnny Fever is the station's rebellious and eccentric disc jockey, a man with a colorful past who embodies the countercultural spirit of the 1970s. Fired from a previous station for saying the word booger on air, he arrives at WKRP with a cynical wit, laid-back style, and a rock and roll attitude that makes him instantly beloved by viewers. Often seen wearing sunglasses indoors and carrying himself with a sardonic edge, Johnny serves as both comic relief and a satirical voice, lampooning the absurdities of commercial radio and authority figures. His chemistry with fellow staff, particularly Venus Flytrap, gave the show much of its humor and cultural relevance. Howard Hesseman, born February 27, 1940, in Lebanon, Oregon, had a long and influential career. A founding member of the improvisational comedy troupe The Committee, he later became a staple in film and television, appearing in This Is Spinal Tap, Head of the Class, and numerous guest roles. Known for his wit and free-spirited persona, Hesseman was also outspoken about artistic freedom and counterculture. He passed away on January 29, 2022, at the age of 81 due to complications from colon surgery. His portrayal of Johnny Fever remains one of the most iconic depictions of a radio DJ in television history. Carol Bruce portrayed Lillian Carlson in WKRP in Cincinnati, recurring from 1979 to 1982 when she was 59 years old. Lillian is the imperious, strong-willed mother of Arthur Big Guy Carlson and the actual owner of WKRP. Stern, intimidating, and unafraid to assert authority, she frequently clashes with her son and the staff, creating memorable moments of both comedy and drama. Her character embodied the pressures of corporate control and family tension, often reminding viewers of the generational gap between tradition and change. Carol Bruce, born November 15, 1919 in Great Neck, New York, was already a seasoned Broadway star and singer before joining the cast. She appeared in musicals such as Louisiana Purchase and Do I Hear a Waltz, and built a career across film, stage, and television. Her deep, commanding voice and strong presence made her perfect for the role of Lillian. Beyond WKRP, she appeared in shows like Knots Landing and Different Strokes. Carol Bruce passed away on October 9, 2007, at the age of 87 years old due to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Tim Reed portrayed Venus Flytrap in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when he was 33 years old. Venus Flytrap, whose real name is Gordon Sims, is the station's smooth, stylish evening DJ. Known for his silky voice, flamboyant fashion, and enigmatic persona, Venus becomes a beloved figure at WKRP, balancing charisma with depth. He is often portrayed as wise, calm, and socially conscious, bringing diversity and a different worldview to the quirky station staff. His character addressed issues of race, identity, and cultural difference with humor and empathy, making Venus groundbreaking in 1970s television. Born December 19, 1944 in Norfolk, Virginia, Tim Reed began his career in entertainment as part of the comedy duo Tim and Tom, one of the first interracial stand-up teams in America. After WKRP, Reed starred in Simon & Simon, Frank's Place and Sister Sister, also directing and producing. His versatility and dedication to storytelling made him a respected figure in Hollywood. As of 2025, Tim Reed is still alive at the age of 80 years old. Jan Smithers portrayed Bailey Quarters in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982, when she was 29 years old. Bailey begins as a shy, soft-spoken assistant in the sales and news department, but over time she grows into a confident, capable professional. Intelligent, compassionate, and socially aware, she provides a thoughtful counterbalance to the louder personalities at WKRP. Bailey's character resonated strongly with viewers who appreciated her quiet strength, and many saw her as a positive role model for women seeking to break into male-dominated industries. Her chemistry with Andy Travis and occasional rivalry with Jennifer Marlowe added depth to her storylines, giving the show both heart and humor. Jan Smithers, born July 3, 1949 in North Hollywood, California, found early fame when she was featured on the cover of Newsweek as a teenager. Her role in WKRP became her signature performance, though she later appeared in projects such as Where the Lilies Bloom and guest spots on TV dramas. Eventually, she stepped away from acting to focus on family and a quieter life. As of 2025, Jan Smithers is still alive at the age of 76 years old. Hamilton Camp portrayed Buddy Gravers in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978, when he was 44 years old. His role, though not among the main cast, fit seamlessly into the show's tapestry of eccentric and humorous characters, adding another layer to the station's unpredictable environment. Hamilton Camp, born October 30th, 1934 in London, England, began his career as a folk singer in the 1960s and was part of the vibrant American folk music scene. He recorded both as a solo artist and in a duo, earning recognition before shifting toward acting. As a performer, Camp showed a rare versatility, working in film, television, and voice acting. He appeared in popular shows such as Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, Murder, She Wrote, and Too Close for Comfort. He was also a well-known voice actor, contributing to animated classics such as The Smurfs, Gummy Bears, and DuckTales, where he voiced the excitable Fenton Crackshell, also known as Gizmo Duck. His energetic performances brought life to both live-action and animated characters, making him a beloved presence across media. He passed away on October 2, 2005, at the age of 70 years old from a heart attack. Alan Ann McClary portrayed Carmen Carlson, the wife of Arthur Big Guy Carlson, in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979 to 1982, when she was 53 years old. Carmen is shown as warm, supportive, and grounded, often balancing out Arthur's bumbling personality with grace and practicality. Unlike her husband, who could be indecisive or distracted, Carmen displayed confidence and common sense, helping to steady both the family and the show's narrative. She embodied the mature and loving presence of a woman who, while not always at the center of the action, provided quiet strength and stability. Alan Ann McClary, born December 1, 1926, in Grand-Mère, Quebec, Canada, began her career as a dancer and singer on Broadway before moving into acting. She starred in acclaimed musicals such as Where's Charlie? And On the Town before transitioning into films like Calamity Jane, 1953. Later, she appeared regularly on television in productions such as The Tony Randall Show and The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd, proving herself as a versatile actress. Her career covered stage, film, and television over 5 decades, showing both dramatic skill and comedic talent. She passed away on May 21, 2018, at the age of 91 years old, from complications of Alzheimer's disease. Sam Anderson portrayed Mason Noble in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979, when he was 32 years old. Though his role was a guest part, Mason Noble added to the diverse collection of quirky characters that interacted with the station. Anderson brought a subtle, understated comedic touch that enhanced his brief appearance. Born April 2, 1947 in Wahpeton, North Dakota, Sam Anderson became known as one of television's most dependable character actors. After his appearance in WKRP, he worked steadily in television, guest starring in numerous hit shows. He appeared in Perfect Strangers, Growing Pains, Picket Fences, and played hospital administrator Jack Kaysen in ER, where his sharp authority figure became a memorable part of the medical drama. In the 2000s, he gained recognition from a younger generation as Bernard Nadler on the mystery series Lost, portraying a compassionate and steady presence amid chaos. Anderson also worked in films and lent his talents to stage productions, showing his range across genres. With a career that spanned decades, he became a familiar face to audiences who may not always know his name but recognized his talent. As of 2025, Sam Anderson is still alive at the age of 78 years old. Michael Fairman portrayed Buddy Barker in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978, when he was 44 years old. Buddy Barker was among the colorful supporting characters that appeared in the show's run, helping to populate WKRP's unpredictable workplace with memorable personalities. Although his role was relatively brief, Fairman gave Buddy the sharp timing and dry wit that became a hallmark of his long acting career. Born February 25, 1934, in New York City, Michael Fairman built a prolific career as a character actor across television, film, and stage. He became widely recognized for his work in soap operas, most notably as Patrick Murphy on The Young and the Restless. He also appeared in Cagney and Lacey, Dynasty, Matlock, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and many other series where his authoritative presence stood out. Beyond television, he worked in films including Mulholland Drive and 13 Days. Known for portraying lawyers, judges, and strong professional figures, Fairman demonstrated versatility and reliability, often elevating supporting roles with subtle depth. His ability to adapt to both comedic and dramatic scripts made him a respected figure in Hollywood for decades. As of 2025, Michael Fairman is still alive at the age of 91 years old. Mary Fran portrayed Avis Dropkin in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1981, when she was 38 years old. Avis was one of the show's later guest characters, and Fran's performance highlighted her ability to deliver both charm and comedic timing. Born February 27, 1943 in St. Louis, Missouri, Mary Fran began her career as a child performer and eventually moved into television and film. She gained early recognition as a beauty queen and as a television host before making the transition to acting. Fran appeared in a variety of series during the 1970s and 1980s, but she became best known for her role as Joanna Loudon, the sophisticated wife of Bob Newhart's character in the hit sitcom Newhart, 1982 to 1990. Her elegance and comedic flair made her a perfect foil to Newhart's understated humor, and the role defined her career. She also took part in TV, movies, and dramas, always maintaining a graceful screen presence. Tragically, her career and life were cut short when she died suddenly in her sleep on September 23, 1998 in Beverly Hills. She was only 55 years old and the cause was heart failure. George Weiner portrayed D. Arnold Gonzer in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1980, when he was 35 years old. Gonzer was part of the expanded cast of eccentric station figures, and Weiner brought his trademark comedic energy to the role. His sharp delivery and knack for portraying neurotic or officious characters made him a natural fit for WKRP's brand of ensemble comedy. Born October 20, 1945 in Boston, Massachusetts, George Weiner went on to have one of the most recognizable careers as a character actor in American television. He appeared in over 100 series, including MASH, All in the Family, Hill Street Blues, and The Golden Girls. On film, he became widely remembered for his role as Colonel Saunders in Mel Brooks's parody Spaceballs, 1987, where his comedic talent shone. He often portrayed lawyers, doctors, or bureaucrats, giving his characters both believability and humor. Weiner also continued to work in voice acting and recurring TV roles well into the 2000s and 2010s. His dependability and timing established him as one of Hollywood's busiest and most versatile supporting actors. As of 2025, George Weiner is still alive at the age of 79 years old. Rene Enriquez portrayed Jose Jorge Rodriguez in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979, when he was 46 years old. His role added a layer of diversity to the cast of recurring characters, showcasing the varied backgrounds of people who moved in and out of WKRP's orbit. Born November 24, 1933 in Granada, Nicaragua, Rene Enriquez became a respected actor whose career included theater, film, and especially television. He is best remembered for his role as Lieutenant Ray Cayetano on the acclaimed series Hill Street Blues, 1981 to 1987. As Cayetano, Enriquez portrayed one of television's early Latino authority figures, a thoughtful and dedicated police lieutenant whose character added authenticity and depth to the groundbreaking drama. Outside of Hill Street Blues, Enriquez appeared in series such as Charlie's Angels, Barney Miller, and Lou Grant. He was praised for his professionalism and the dignity he brought to his roles. Unfortunately, his life and career were cut short when he died on March 23, 1990, at the age of 56 years old, from pancreatic cancer. His death was a loss to both the Latino acting community and television as a whole. Hugh Gillen portrayed Cal Owens in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978, when he was 53 years old. Cal Owens was one of the colorful side characters who helped round out the world of WKRP, contributing humor and authenticity to the radio station's unusual environment. Gillen's warm, expressive presence made even his brief roles memorable, and his natural comedic touch lent itself well to the show's style. Born July 14, 1925 in Galesburg, Illinois, Hugh Gillen built a long career as a character actor in both television and film. He became especially known to film audiences through his roles in Back to the Future Part 3, 1990, Psycho 2, 1883, and Psycho 3, 1886, where his calm, measured performances left an impression. On television, he appeared in series such as Knight Rider, The A-Team, Quincy, M.E., and Murder, She Wrote. His career reflected a steady stream of supporting roles that often gave productions an air of sincerity and humor. Though never a leading man, Gillen's reliability made him a valued performer. He passed away on May 4, 2004, at the age of 78 years old due to heart disease. Max Wright portrayed Frank Bartman in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1982, when he was 39 years old. Bartman was one of the guest characters introduced in the later years of the show, and Wright's knack for blending nervous energy with humor made his appearance stand out. Born August 2, 1943 in Detroit, Michigan, Max Wright had a long career in theater, film, and television. He studied acting at the University of Michigan and began his career on stage before moving into film roles. On television, he guest starred in numerous programs throughout the 1970s and 1980s. But he became best known worldwide for his role as Willie Tanner, the stressed suburban father in the hit sitcom ALF, 1986 to 1990. Wright's weary expressions and impeccable comedic timing made him a perfect foil to the chaos created by the alien puppet character. In addition to ALF, he appeared in films like All That Jazz, 1979, Reds, 1981, and The Shadow, 1994. Later in his life, he faced personal struggles, including health problems, but remained admired for his contributions to television comedy. Max Wright died on June 26, 2019, at the age of 75 years old from complications of lymphoma. Ned Werdemer portrayed Steve Peavy in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978, when he was 55 years old. Though his role was small, Werdemer brought his polished comedic sensibility to the part, enhancing the eccentric atmosphere of the series. Born October 27, 1923 in Buffalo, New York, Werdemer built a wide-ranging acting career in both television and film. He became best known for his role as Ralph the Doorman on the hit sitcom The Jeffersons, 1975 to 1985, where his deadpan delivery and sharp wit made him a fan favorite. His career also included appearances in Mary Poppins, 1964, Mork and Mindy, WKRP in Cincinnati, and countless guest spots across network television. Before becoming an actor, Werdemer served as a pilot in the U.S. Navy during World War II, an experience that shaped his disciplined professionalism. Over the years, he appeared in more than 100 television series and movies, demonstrating remarkable versatility. Sadly, in his later years, he suffered complications from a fall at his home. He passed away on January 2, 2013, at the age of 89 years old, due to those injuries. Arthur Millay portrayed Father O'Reilly in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979, when he was 52 years old. His portrayal of the kindly priest reflected the gentle and eccentric characters that Millay often embodied throughout his career. Born September 24, 1927, in Lea-on-the-Solent, England, Arthur Millay moved to the United States to pursue acting and became a familiar face in film and television. He appeared in Mary Poppins, 1964, Halloween, 1978, and later as Mr. Dawes Jr. in Mary Poppins Returns. His most memorable role for many came in Hook, 1991, where he played Toodles, the forgetful lost boy who longed for his marbles, a performance both humorous and touching. Male also made appearances in shows like Bewitched, The Andy Griffith Show, and Dallas, where his distinctive presence and gentle voice always left an impression. Though often cast in small roles, his characters were rich with humanity and warmth. He passed away on May 18, 2013, at the age of 85 years old from natural causes. Vincent Schiavelli portrayed Don Pisola in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979, when he was 31 years old. Known for his tall, lanky frame and distinctive facial features, Schiavelli was often cast as unusual or eccentric characters, which made him unforgettable on screen. Born on November 11, 1948 in Brooklyn, New York, he studied acting at New York University and soon became one of Hollywood's most reliable character actors. He appeared in films such as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 1982, Amadeus, 1984, Ghost, 1990, and Batman Returns, 1992. In addition to his film and television career, Schiavelli was also known as a food writer, publishing cookbooks inspired by his Sicilian heritage. His roles were often quirky, heartfelt, or melancholy, and he brought a unique humanity to every performance. Beyond WKRP, he made dozens of guest appearances on television shows including Taxi, Miami Vice, and The X-Files. He died on December 26, 2005, at the age of 57 years old from lung cancer, a loss that deeply saddened fans of his distinctive work. George Gaines portrayed Henri in WKRP in Cincinnati, 1979, when he was 62 years old. Henri was one of the eccentric characters that highlighted Gaines's gift for playing figures with humor and charm. Born May 16, 1917, in Helsinki, Finland, Gaines had an extraordinary life before Hollywood, having served in the Royal Netherlands Navy during World War II. After the war, he turned to acting and singing, working on stage before moving to television and film. Gaines became internationally famous for his role as the bumbling, yet lovable Commandant Eric Lessard in the Police Academy film series, 1984 to 1994. He also starred as foster father Henry Warnemont in the hit sitcom Punky Brewster, 1984 to 1988, where his warmth and comedic timing made him beloved to a generation of viewers. His career stretched over 6 decades, spanning Broadway musicals, operas, dramas, and comedies. He continued working well into his later years, embodying both authority and humor in equal measure. George Gaines passed away on February 15, 2016, at the age of 98 years old from natural causes. Who is your favorite character from WKRP in Cincinnati? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.